Avalanche fans are not strangers to bad news when it comes to Gabe Landeskog, and unfortunately, there's some more. This is your Denver Sports Daily for March 4th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
982 days. That's how long it's been since Captain Gabe Landeskog was out on the ice for the Avs, and it doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon that he's going to be back out there. It was speculated he'd make his return earlier this season, but now, again, he may not return ever. Last May, Landeskog announced that he would not be retiring, and later in August, he said it's not so much if, it's when, regarding his return, which gave every Avalanche fan, I know it gave me, it probably gave all of you, a lot of hope. Everybody was really excited that Gabe's coming back. It's going to be this season. It's not if, it's when. And no, it is not if and not when anymore. It's not happening, it doesn't seem like. Yesterday, Avalanche GM Chris MacFarland spoke about Gabe's return, and he gave a very bleak message saying, I don't foresee in the next day or two or week or two here. I think you guys can figure out where this is kind of going. Wow. That is definitely not the message we all wanted to hear. What I hear when I read that quote is very clear. Gabe's never coming back. It's over. It's done. At this point, Landeskog is 32 years old. He's been out of commission for 3 years. The best thing that he can do is retire and finish his career with the Stanley Cup. That's literally the best thing he could do. I mean, that's what most people can ask for, right? Finish your career with a Stanley Cup. But with the injury that that he has, it's so incredibly rare and complex. Everything is just pushing him back further. Every time he takes a step forward, he's taking 2 steps back. It's just not working out. And there's no reason to keep this in the back of the head for Avalanche players, fans, the GMs, the team overall. Don't sit in the back of their mind. Just clear it up. It's best if it just ends this way. It is. Now, obviously, it's not necessarily confirmed either way. If he's going to be done, if he can still make a push. But at this point, why would he? Don't come back for just playoffs. It's not going to be the same. And the main thing in my head is that this, what really sucks about this is that we saw the last time that Gabe Landeskog, Nathan MacKinnon, and Mikko Rantanen would ever skate together. And whoever knew that it would be the Stanley Cup. It's crazy. It's really just unfortunate that we can't get some good news or some real actual news saying that he could be back soon. It's just sad. It really is. Now, it is an Avalanche game day. Tonight, the Avs are going to be welcoming the Pittsburgh Penguins to town in their second matchup of the season. Last time these two teams played was on December 10th when Mikko Rantanen scored a hat trick in the 6-2 win. That was a great game, great play. Obviously, Mikko Rantanen, we miss him. We really miss him. But the Avs are hot right now. They're looking really good as they are right now. They've won their last 2 games, putting up 5 goals in each of those matchups. And games like this should be easy wins for the Avs. But also, as we all know, games like these are the ones that the Avs seem to throw away. It really is it's one of those things you always see it. I mean, the St. Louis Blues last week, just games like these are the ones that the Avs kind of have their head in the gutter for. Now, they are heading into this game as 1-point favors, and it will begin at 7 p.m. tonight. And the standings are tight right now in the Central Division. Obviously, won over the Minnesota Wild last time the Avalanche went out. Great win. Tied up the Central Division with Minnesota for that 3rd seed. Got to keep getting wins because they are still only 2 points behind Minnesota. Minnesota's at 74 points. Colorado's at 72 points. So a win here, again, big. Keep it as tight as you can in those standings. That's all you need to do heading into the playoffs now. The Stanley Cup run, you just got to go out there and you got to make sure you set yourself up in a good position to win each series. So go out there, win this game tonight, tie it up with Minnesota. Should be an easy win. Now, moving on, the Nuggets are dealing with more and more injuries as the playoffs near. That's never good news. Payton Watson has been out for a month with a right knee sprain. Russell Westbrook and Aaron Gordon have both been out for weeks at a time. Aaron Gordon is still being limited throughout the season. But now there's a few more injury concerns for the Nuggets. Julian Strawther has been a key piece to the Nuggets, coming off the bench and giving a huge scoring boost. But during Sunday's loss to the Boston Celtics, he had a leg injury that he got during a shot. Not great. Somebody like that, you definitely need to keep healthy, keep in your team. Now, the Nuggets haven't made an announcement yet, but he did return to the team bench after being checked out by medical staff. So hopefully there's no big news that comes out of that. He can play again tomorrow. That's, of course, best case scenario, that's the case. But then other news, Nikola Jokic gave a few people heart attacks after he was limping up and down the first quarter, up and down the court throughout the first quarter. Just bad. You're watching it, the broadcast was calling it out. He was just hobbling up and down. Now, luckily, if you rolled back in the tape, it wasn't anything serious, rather a turned ankle on the opening tip. But things like this are really scary. Obviously, Nikola Jokic's best ability is his availability. Sure, you could say, oh my gosh, he's averaging a triple-double. That's probably his best ability. Sure, but this man has never been out for an extended period of time. He's had small injuries that have kept him out for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, but he has never been out where he needs to go and, get a surgery, God forbid, has to be with a trainer for months at a time. That's not Nikola Jokic. So seeing things like that where he's going up and down and limping, you don't really see him show pain. This guy's so durable and so strong. That kind of stuff obviously scares people. And now as the regular season comes to a close, the most important thing for the Nuggets is to focus on their health and conditioning. Who cares about the seeding? Last year, that's what you can argue kept us out of the finals again. They were so focused on the seeding. They wanted to go out there and get the first seed, and then they ended up throwing it away to a terrible San Antonio team. San Antonio beat them so that the Nuggets couldn't get the first seed. That was not smart. All that did was get them tired and going into the playoffs exhausted. Don't do that. Health and conditioning. Losing someone like Julian Strawther could have a make or break difference in the playoffs. It doesn't seem like it could, but it will. Julian Strawther is that guy off the bench. Him and Payton Watson are the two most important bench players. And sure, you can argue Russell Westbrook, but the way he floats in between, I don't know if I consider him a bench player or a starter yet. You got to keep those guys healthy. You got to get out there and keep them healthy. You can't go into the playoffs losing key pieces. Aaron Gordon has to focus on his health right now. Obviously, we got to see where Julian Strawther and Nikola Jokic are at. Hopefully, they are just minor injuries. And then once Payton Watson gets back, stay calm. Don't go for the first seed. Just get into the playoffs and hope to get some wins there. Now, that's going to do it for your Never Sports Daily. I will be back with you guys again tomorrow, recapping hopefully an Avalanche win and then previewing a Nuggets game tomorrow. We got a few big things coming up in the future. Obviously, the draft is getting closer and closer, and then free agency is starting next week. It's all coming here. The NFL, this offseason is going to be crazy. I can already feel it. Obviously, there was some big news yesterday, like with T. Higgins and all that kind of stuff, but some crazy stuff going on. I can guarantee it's going to be nuts. So I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Until then, bye.